we discuss about the flex clone. Now, in one of the previous session, I have mentioned about the Q tree. The role of Q tree is more in the flex group, and flex group exactly is a like single big entity which has been backed by a lot of aggregates and give you a bigger entity. Now in this video we are going to make a flex group, and how to do the flex group. I'll use CLI to perform the configuration. I will create the volume. So volume creates create in V server XYZ. I'm going to create the flex wall XYZ flex group FG flex group, the name of the volume. It is going to be size of 10 gigabytes. Ideally in the ideal environment it goes up to petabytes, but since it is a lab, so I'm making it small and demonstrating how to just create the. So I'm just going to keep two aggregates in the list, and using these two aggregate and giving my policy default, I'm just going to create my aggregate. And since generally flex group, the purpose of flex group is to create of the bigger entity, but since we are doing in the lab and constituents components are less, so it is displaying us an error. So I'll click yes to proceed, yes, and the job is in queue, and then it will create a volume. So I'll just verify v server NFS show field v3 v364 bit identifiers, and right now I can see it is disabled, so we have to enable this thing as it has been mentioned in the warning. So I will go ahead and enable this particular thing. I'll enable this flag, the 364-bit identifier flag. Modify server XYZ enable. Okay, I have not mentioned the hyphen in front of this, that's why it is throwing me an error. Now let me list out. Yes, this particular feature has been enabled on our vServer XYZ, and let me list out whether the constituent for the volumes are volume x, y, z, f, g is the constant is true. Just to validate, there's no entry. And let me list out the volume which has been created in V server XYZ, and here is the V server, and since why it is not showing the aggregate, it is made up of two different aggregate, that's why it is showing me hyphen. Okay, so now the volume has flex wall has been created, flex group has been created, sorry, using multiple aggregates. This is my flex group, and here two different aggregates are participating to make this flex group. So I can set the permissions over here. I can mount it, and I'm going to use the same existing policy what we created for the test 01 in previous video. And let me mount it as well. Where's the mount option? Yeah, I want to mount it as well with this name, and that's it. Here it might not allow me because in graphical they mentioned like they are restricting me with the 800. Let me do the same thing with CLI, and I'm using this existing policy what we have used to create for the export list. Protocol NFS. I can use both, but NFS and CIFS keeping any. Client matching 192.160.0.0/24. I read only rules. It will be says Carbros 5 and Carbros 5i as well, and read write permission says Kerberos I. Kerberos 5I. By mistake there's a dot. Okay, I have created the export policy. Now volume, modify vserver XYZ. I need my volume XYZ FlexGroup, and I can create the policy NFS bound to this. After this I need to mount this volume mount minus vserver. Well, volume is going to be a FlexGroup junction path is going to be flex. So seems like this has worked successfully. The only problem was in GUI they have kept the restriction up to up to 800, like whenever we are creating a volume, might be the performance concern. So they kept it the limit, like the volume has to be of 800 gigabyte minimum, but with CLI we could able to perform the same operation. Okay, so this is my FlexGroup and this is my junction path. Junction parent is this one. Let me mount it on the client. I could able to see this one. I can mount it. Let me create one new directly. Flex group and then mount this flex group to the directory what we have created, and just confirm the flex group of 10 gig which we have created. I'll go over there and can make a file. I'm just creating 5 files. block size of 1 meg count equal to 500. So 500 MB files. I will create 5 files and that's it. One file has been created. And the last one. So I could see like 5 files of 500 MB created, which has consumed 2.7 gigabyte. Let's verify this on the graphical interface as well. So 2.67 has been consumed out of 10 GB. So I have created for the NFS. Likewise, we can create for the CIFS as well. We can go ahead, create one share. I'm just going to create the share name FlexGroup. I'll keep all small. FlexGroup XYZ. I'm going to use the same folder selected. I'm going to add the permissions to everyone right now, just for the testing purpose. I created this one, and now I can try mounting this FlexGroup, map the network drive, and I'm using XYZ. So from the previous lecture we can see like we created a on-box DNS. On-box DNS was abc.netapp.com, and in this the share which I have created is FlexGroup. And yes, these are the files which I created in the Linux. I can see over here. If I create, I can create one more here. And confirm the same on the Linux. And here is the file created from the Windows. I can see the content, and this is the way we can create, and we can create a qtree as well on the top of this by enabling quotas. So I'll create one quota also. I'm using my FlexGroup qtree quota. I'm just going to write 20 GB of 20 MB of space upper limit. I'm keeping it, and I'm going to create the qtree. This is my flex qtree. I'll inherit the permission from there. Flex qtree volume is, again, it is going to be same. FlexGroup, and yes, I created a qtree and it has a upper limit of 20 GB. Now I'll using this qtree, I can export a new share, flex qtree. Just browse this one. FlexGroup tree, and from FlexGroup tree I'll give a permission to everyone, and here again I'll go try to access FlexGroup tree. So map the drive, abc.netapp.com, and this is FlexGroup tree. I'm creating. I kept the quota of 20, so I'll just try to dump something which is bigger than 20. So here it is, this 25 MB. It will not allow me, so let me go and change the quota what we have created for FlexGroup tree. I'll change it to 30, and perform the same operation. Try again. Now it is successful. So this is what I was talking about, like we can take 2-3 aggregates, make a big flex group, and on the top of that flex group we can carve out multiple small qtrees for the customer, so it will be easy to manage the qtrees as compared to multiple volumes separately. But of course it depends upon the design, how the whatever suits to your environment. But I find this particular flex group very comforting and like future proof. This is all about flex group. Thank you.